You know, we've talked a bit about how free speech is under attack and how some groups are actually using violence to try to shut down the speech of those that they don't like. You look at some of the riots that have happened on university campuses when someone is brought in to speak that they don't agree with. Now they're turning their sights on people like Barack Obama or Hillary Clinton or former President Bush, who are getting paid literally hundreds of thousands of dollars for one speech, as if somehow this is justification for shutting the speech down. And now, here's the thing. If somebody is willing to pay, whether it's a company or an individual or a group, if they want to pay someone to come and speak, and they're willing to pay whatever it takes to get that person there, what's the problem? That's kind of what happens when you buy a subscription to a podcast, or what happens when you go out and you buy a copy of a newspaper, right? You're buying the words of that person that you're listening to or that you're reading. Now, the fact that it is such an obscene amount of money is what has a lot of people worked up. But look, percentage-wise, think about it. You've got a group like Goldman Sachs making billions of dollars. If they want to scrape off a little tiny bit of that and pay somebody, hey, come here, we want to hear what you have to say about that. Isn't that a good thing? It's good for speech when people are offered the opportunity to speak, especially if it's somebody that you don't necessarily agree with. We need to be entertaining all the different ideas that people have out there, and then let those ideas go head to head. If you don't know how to make an argument, if you don't know how to take apart a person's position and show them where they're wrong about the points that they're making, if your only reaction against a person is to say, I don't like what you're saying, you don't get to say that anymore, then what you're doing is the same thing that the book burners have done throughout history. Whether we're talking about, the obvious example of the Nazis burning books, or whether you're talking about some of the things that have happened here in this country with certain narrow-minded groups going in and banning books from libraries, or actually, once again, literally burning books. If you're shutting down somebody else's speech, either because you don't like what they have to say or because you think they're getting paid too much to say it, you're wrong. I mean, that's just the bottom line. I want to encourage not just my listeners, but anybody who may hear this, if you want to forward this on to somebody, that's great too. I want to challenge you to think about what it is that you believe so deeply that you're willing to go to war over it, that you're willing to inflict violence on somebody. If you believe that so deeply, but you cannot make an argument for it, or you can't make an argument against the other person, that your only reaction is this visceral, violent, no, you can't say that, then I really suggest that maybe you're believing a lie. Because truth does not need to be defended with violence. Truth will win on the basis of it being true. Think about that and engage me on this. Send me an email, steve@radiofreespeech.com. And once again, the phone lines are open. I'm usually in my studio sometime around noon every day. If you'd like to call in, we can have a little conversation. You'll find the phone number right there at the website, radiofreespeech.com. Let's talk about it.